Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I remain your host Agu Joseph. In today's tutorial video, we'll be looking at how to create a birthday flyer for a birthday celebrant using Photoshop, to be precise. Please, if you're actually new to the channel, do well to smash the subscribe button. Please, we are few subscribers away from 10k. Do well to smash the subscribe button, please, and turn on the post notification bell to get notification whenever we upload new content on our channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for always watching. But without further ado, let's dive into the video. So we have to create a Canva workspace on which we'll be designing on. So we'll click on the new file. And for this, we'll be setting up our canvas using the dimension, setting the unit in inches, 4x4 of height and width. And color mode remains on RGB, resolution remains on 300. You can give the project a title. Okay, we'll call this birthday flyer. Okay, and you can leave other settings in the video and hit the create button. Here we have the canvas on which I will be designing on. So I would like to drag in the resource files I'll be using to create this design. So guys, over here I have the resource files I'll be using to create this design. Do well to check the video description. You'll find the link to this resource file in the video description. Okay, so the first phase has to do with creating of the background. And in order for me to create this background, I'll have to create a solid fill color using the adjustment panel over here and selecting the value of black around somewhere here like this and click on the OK button. So afterward, I'll take this beneath this layer and make sure this layer is directly above it. Okay, so moving on, the next thing I also like to do is to also change the blending mode of this layer by changing it to something of this nature, that is soft light to be precise. And moving on, I also like to create a gradient fill. Okay, so head over here and create a gradient fill of this nature like this. Expand the gradient. Over here on your editor, I would like to take out this. I don't need it, so I'll left click and drag it down. For this, I would like to change its fill color to a value of black. Okay, not pure black to be precise. So this value of black, I would like to also click on check that. Here is the hex code. Click on the OK button and take this to around somewhere here like this to be precise. That is in terms of that. Okay, so afterwards, all I have to do is to click on the OK button and rotate the angle this way. Okay, I need this to be around somewhere here like this. So I'll rotate the angle and set this to around somewhere here like this. Okay, so that is in terms of that. So moving on, the next thing I also want to do is to click on the OK button. That is in terms of creating of the background. So I would like to add an adjustment layer over here, which should be called the exposure. So I'll head over to exposure to add more depth to the background. And over here on exposure, I'd like to make adjustment on the exposure slider over here to around something like this. So this is more of an eyeballing situation. You allow your eyes to actually guide you. Okay, that is in terms of that. So afterwards, I'll select this layer, holding shift, select this layer, hit Ctrl G to group. Ctrl G basically enables you to group, and I can rename this and call it BG, which stands for the background. Okay, that is in terms of that. So moving on, we also want to position other images or pictures I have over here, such as this. So I'll turn up this, okay, and position it to around somewhere here like this. Okay, over here I'll enable this as well and position it to around somewhere here like this. This should be directly in front of this, while this should be at the back. Okay, so this should be at the back, so I'll hit Ctrl T. But before doing that, I always advise you should right click and convert your layer to a smart object. By doing so, it enables you to maintain the image quality whenever you scale it up or scale it down without losing its original image quality. As well, it enables you to make subsequent adjustments that you actually apply to that layer at any point in time in the design. So that's one of the benefits of converting your layer to a smart object. So I hit Ctrl T holding Alt on the keyboard to scale out from the middle this way, and I can basically position this to around somewhere here like this, scale it out. Okay, so I'll hit the check. For this, I can choose to take this down. For this, I'll hit Ctrl T, right click and flip it horizontally. It should be looking into focus, not looking outward. So click on the check. This should be directly behind this, okay, so that the expression can be seen perfectly well. Okay, so for this, I'll select this layer, head over to filter and enable the camera raw filter. I'll be looking at adding depth to my image. Okay, so I'll start by working with the basics to be precise and enable the before and the after so that you can have a good preview of what we actually have here. So please take note that when working with the camera raw, it is more of an eyeballing situation. Okay, there are no rules governing this. You allow your eyes to guide you to know when you have over applied a particular adjustment and make necessary adjustments wherever it is needed. Okay, for the shadows as well, need to add more light to the shadow regions. The white needs to be reduced a little. Okay, the black can add more highlights to the black. Okay, your texture can be taken all the way to 100 and your clarity can be taken to around something like this. Okay, it's perfect. So head over to details and you can add more depth to your details this way. Okay, and make adjustments to the noise radius by adjusting it a little bit as well, by reducing the amount of noise on the face of the image. Okay, so I can enhance this as well furthermore. Okay, I think this is good this way. So click on the OK button afterward. This is before and this is after, and you can click on the OK button. Okay, so this is how it was looking before and this is how it is actually looking right now. Okay, so all I have to do here is to hold Alt on the keyboard, move my mouse pointer over here, left click and drag to apply the same camera raw effect, because they are same image but different position. So I hold Alt again, left click and drag this directly above that. Okay, so next thing I like to do is to select this layer here, head over to the adjustment, enable the black and white option. Okay, and click on the marks so that the effect will be on that layer. So I hold Alt again, left click and drag above, hold Alt in between two layers like this, the black and white and the subject layer. Hold Alt, it will create a clip marks. Hold Alt, left click and drag this up this way, and hold Alt in between these two layers to create a clipping marks. That is in terms of this. Okay, so you can select both layers, and actually you can select the first layer, hold shift, select the last layer, still holding shift, hit Ctrl G to group this, and you can rename this by calling this subject. Okay, that is in terms of that. So moving on, you can also enhance or increase the size of your images. Okay, you can select the layers, increase them out, and you can position them the way you want them to appear. Okay, so I can increase this and position it this way in my canvas and we are good to go. Why for this, I can select this, hit Ctrl T, scale it up and make sure it is good enough for me, and can position it to around somewhere here like this, taking it down like this. Okay, that is in terms of that. So click on enter button and we are actually good to go. Okay, so select the subject group. Okay, and you can use your move tool to adjust its position this way into your canvas. Okay, so the next thing I like to do is to place in other adjustments. Okay, so I would like to create a solid fill over here on my adjustments. and select the full black hex code. Here's the hex code. Okay, and over here you can select the mask layer. Make sure your foreground is set on white, on black rather. Black enables you to hide what you have on this white. Okay, so I pick my brush to return the flues and opacity on 100% respectively. Scale up the size of your brush using the open and close brackets beside the P button on your keyboard. Okay, Control I over here. Okay, this mask layer has changed to black, and I have to reveal this by using white. So the mask layer is selected and it is currently on black. You set your foreground to be on white, so you come over here and apply it gently this way on your layer. Okay, so that is in terms of that. You can also make a duplicate by hitting Ctrl J. Okay, and this time around you might choose to hold Alt and backspace to fill it in, Ctrl I to hide it. Okay, and come over here and basically just brush and apply it into the image. So I can brush over here like this. Okay, you can just brush out this way and reduce the fill to around something like this. Okay, don't need it to be too heavy. Okay, that is in terms of that. So the next thing I would like to do here as well, I can select both layers and group them, and I can call them shadows. I'll call these shadows. Okay, so the next phase has to do with placing of other elements of design such as text and other information. So I'll enable my guides by heading over to view, enable the guides and enable the new guides layout. Okay, here are the parameters I'll be using to set up my guide. I might choose to set this to around 7% respectively, so or 10%. Let me set this on 10%. Okay, it all depends on what you are trying to do. 10%. So paste it here, paste it in here, and click on the OK. That is in terms of that. So I have to start placing in my text. Here I'll pick my text to and type in the text here. That is the name of the celebrant. Okay, I'll type in the name of the celebrant. Okay, for this I'll be making use of a font called Magic. Okay, that's the name of the font. Okay, I'll hit Ctrl T to transform it out. Okay, Ctrl A, pick your move to align this horizontally. Ctrl D to deselect. Okay, that is in terms of that. I can adjust this way. So pick my text to left click over here and type in the text happy birthday. Okay, and change the font for this to Montserrat. Okay, so this I can choose to set this on regular, change the color to white, and Ctrl T to transform. And you can choose to position this around here like this. Okay, that is in terms of that. So the next phase has to do with placing other elements, but before doing that, let me change this to something of this nature. I'm trying to create contrast in my design, so I'll pick the rectangle tool here. The keyboard shortcut is called U to be precise. Okay, I've created a rectangle. I can change the fill color of the rectangle to any color of my choice. Okay, for this I'll be using this hex code 10D2. E9 is the actual hex code I'll be using for this. Okay, over here on the property panel, I'd like to add a little feel of curve to this. Please take note that if yours is not actually enabled, the property or the character panel is not enabled here, you can enable it from the windows. Here you have the character, over here you have the property. You can basically enable it. Okay, so that is in terms of that. So I'll pick the move to take this to around somewhere here like this. Okay, and this I would like to duplicate this and change this to plus 1. Okay, for this I also want to change the text. Okay, the font style of the text. This is on Montserrat, but I'll change the style to around bold. Hold Control on the keyboard, move your mouse pointer to where you have the rectangle 1 on your layer, left click to make a quick selection of that layer, pick your move to select this layer, take it directly above the rectangle, align horizontally and vertically into the middle. You can also change its fill color to black to create contrast. Click on OK, Control D to actually deselect, and afterwards you can hit Ctrl T, scale this down and make sure it is well positioned and aligned. So I can select this layer, holding Shift, select this, Ctrl T, and I can choose to scale this down a little bit if it's actually too big. Okay, so that is in terms of this. So the next part has to do with placing other line of text as well. Okay, so but before doing that, I would like to change the fill color for the text over here. So I pick my text tool, select this and change it to DEC C05 hex code. Okay, so this will serve as the complement in terms of colors, use of colors. So I like to use cool colors for this. Okay, so I pick my text to left click over here and type in the word birthday. Okay, so I'll change the fill color to white to make it visible. Okay, increase the size for contrast purpose. For this, I'll change it to another font called Nexa. Okay, I'll use the heavy category, lock down the space by reducing the leadings this way. Okay, select this and change the fill color to this. Okay, that is in terms of that. Hit Ctrl T, scale it up and position it to around somewhere here. Make sure it is properly aligned and you can scale this down like this. Okay, you can also adjust the space between the text to around somewhere like this. Click over here and type in the date, okay, of the birthday. So I would like to make this visible by changing the color as well, and Ctrl T to scale it up, change the font back to Montserrat. Okay, why for this we'll create emphasis because this is the actual date of the birthday. So I'll create emphasis by setting this on bold, for example. Okay, and changing the fill color to the same fill as this. Okay, so this is one of the ways you can also create contrast in your design, making them having different colors and different size. Okay, so that's one of the ways we basically create contrast in graphic design. Okay, so that is in terms of this. So I can hit Ctrl H to hide my guides and I have this looking like this. So I would like to place in the birthday wish message directly beneath this. So I'll pick my text tool, head over here, left click and paste in the text here and change the fill color for this to white. Okay, you can basically scale it and transform it, position it to around somewhere here like this. Okay, scale this up properly and pick your move to adjust its position. This way, Ctrl H to hide your guide, and we have this design looking like this. Okay, so I think we are almost done. You can also make adjustments to this by selecting the layer, scale it out, adjust its position. Okay, and afterwards I think we are actually good to go. Okay, so you can still choose to scale down the opacity of this, okay, by reducing this further, the fill rather. You can choose to reduce it further more. It all depends on what you have in mind, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this video. Please and please, if you do enjoy this video, do well to smash the like button. Do well to smash the like button, guys. If you are new to the channel and you are yet to subscribe, do well to smash the subscribe button, guys. Please, we are few subscribers away from 10K. Do well to smash the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell to get notification whenever I upload new content. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always watching, guys. If you have any questions, do well to leave your questions and comments in the comment section, and do well to also share this video with other creatives around you. And if you're able to achieve this design, do well to tag me whenever you upload them on your social media handle. Okay, my handle is at YJ Digital World across all socials excluding Instagram. On Instagram is at YJDesign01, at YJDesign01. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next.